Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about percentages, and you might have already seen percentages in your math classes or even in the real world, like when there are sales going on at a store, you might see a sign that says 30% off or 40% off or 50% off, and usually they include this symbol right here. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. Percentages, so they're out of 100, and this is going to be really important for when we are going from percentages to fractions. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's look at this first example. If I have 10% and I want to turn it into a fraction, what did we just say percentages are out of? Yes, 100. So I'm going to make 10 out of 100. And that's how I turn it into a fraction. Notice though, I can always simplify this. So I can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 10. And that will give me 1 at the top. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 100 divided by 10 is 10. So I get that 10% in a fraction is both 10 over 100 and 1 over 10. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's say I have the percentage 15%. And I want to turn that into a fraction. How do you think I'm going to turn that into a fraction? Yep, so it is 15 over 100. And now I can make this smaller or simplify it. So simplify means to reduce the fraction, okay? So I can divide both the numerator and the denominator by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Okay, so my percentage 15% as a fraction can be 15 over 100 or 3 over 20. Now let's look at what if I had the fraction first this time. So now I have my fraction and I want to go to a percentage. And we talked about this at the beginning of the year, but I want to go over it just in case we don't remember. So let's say I have the fraction 3/5, and I want to change that to a percentage. So what did we learn percentages are out of? 100. Nice job. So 3/5, I want to change it to 100 at the bottom. So I need to think to myself, 5 times something is going to give me 100. You can always use a calculator, but 5 times what is going to give me 100? So 20. 5 times 20. So if I do it to the top, I also have to do it to the bottom. So 3 times 20 is 60. So I know that this is the same thing as 60%. An easier way to figure out what the percentage is just going straight to your calculator. So remember, fractions mean the same thing as division. So this is the same thing as 3 divided by 5. So when I divide 3 by 5, I get 0.6. And to turn the 0.6 into a percentage, I need to multiply it by 100 because percentages are out of 100. So this gives me 60%. Okay, now let's see if I were at a store and now I have to calculate a deal. Let's say I want to buy a new pair of shoes and I have a coupon for 10%. Okay, so I want to know what's 10% of 50. Well, first, to calculate this, I need to turn my percentage into a decimal. So to do that, I need to divide 10 divided by 100. And if I do that on a calculator, I get that 0.1. Now I need to multiply this new number, 0.1 with 50. I use my calculator again, and I find out that this is equal to 5. So 5 is 10% of 50. So if I were to use my coupon, I would get $5 off my $50 purchase. So in the end, I would be spending $45, not including tax. I know America and their taxes, so we never really know. Well, we do know, we could calculate it, but that's just an extra step. All right, moving on from my little rant. I'm sorry. So let's say I found a sale on the shoes that I wanted, and this time it's 40% off $50. So let's go ahead and calculate our new price. So same thing, I would need to convert my percentage into a decimal first. To do that, I need to divide 40 divided by 100. And anytime you're dividing by hundreds, you can always just move the decimal twice over. And by what I mean by that is if 40 has this decimal right here, I would move it twice and my decimal would now be here. Okay? That doesn't make sense. Just go ahead and put 40 divided by 100 in your calculator. And you're going to get that that's equal to 0.4. And now I can multiply. So I'm going to multiply 0.4 times 50. You can go ahead and use the calculator once more, and you get that this is equal to 20. So what is this 20? Is that what my shoes are going to cost? No. This 20 is 40% of 50, meaning I'm going to take $20 off that 50. So in reality, I'd be paying $30 for my shoes. Okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you soon.